Okay. Turn me up a little bit. Oh, you know it's about to happen. We all good. We going in. Count it off. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. Top chef, yeah. Back in the kitchen. Whipping up a dish to kill the competition. Yeah. Intermission over, now it's back to business. Genie in the bottle gave me 3 wishes. Woo. Wish 1, wish 2. I ain't need a third. Didn't even need a 2. I just kept it going. The powers opposites in my uniform. And got a mystique tipping like a unicorn. Can't you see the hunger in my eyes? As I'm staring at the people on the other side. Like I'm walking around with a loaded 45. Finger on the trigger, it could go off in here anytime. Bow, bow. Ain't no warning shot. If you hear that pistol pop, it's a man down. And I tried to tell them last time, but I guess they didn't want to listen. Now listen what they saying now. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. Simple as it might seem, it's a complicated situation. You can't handle it if you ain't got the patience. Process of elimination, narrow down, liquidate. Yeah. Cleaning up my house for a dinner date. At the dinner table with my dinner plate. Eating 2 steaks, repping 2 states. I think it's time to renovate. I need a bigger space. My own lane on the interstate. Private plane and a runway. And a fine flight attendant that'll get down with it both ways. I don't even take a suitcase. I just get the way I'm going, get out looking for the new thing. Trying to show you how I do things. So it won't be no surprises when I come through like the Wu-Tang. Cause I came to bring the pain. But it ain't gonna be no method to my madness, man. Know what I'm saying? I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. Okay. Turn me up a little bit. Oh, you know it's about to happen. We all good. We going in. Count it off. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. Top chef, yeah. Back in the kitchen. Whipping up a dish to kill the competition. Yeah. Intermission over, now it's back to business. Genie in the bottle gave me 3 wishes. Wish 1, wish 2. I ain't need a third. Didn't even need a 2. I just kept it going. The powers opposites in my uniform. And got a mystique tipping like a unicorn. Can't you see the hunger in my eyes? As I'm staring at the people on the other side. Like I'm walking around with a loaded 45. Finger on the trigger, it could go off in here anytime. Bow, bow. Ain't no warning shot. If you hear that pistol pop, it's a man down. And I tried to tell them last time, but I guess they didn't want to listen. Now listen what they saying now. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game? I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking. Put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white ain't got the patience. Process of elimination, narrow down, liquidate. Yeah, cleaning up my house for a dinner date. At the dinner table with my dinner plate. Eating 2 steaks, repping 2 states. I think it's time to renovate. I need a bigger space. My own lane on the interstate. Private plane and a runway. And a fine flight attendant that'll get down with it both ways. I don't even take a suitcase. I just get the way I'm going, get out looking for the new thing. Trying to show you how I do things. So it won't be no surprises when I come through like the Wu-Tang. Cause I came to bring the pain. But it ain't gonna be no method to my madness, man. Know what I'm saying? I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game, I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking, put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white and blue on them. We gon' put that body boom on them. Carolina black and white blue on them. I'm a real life go-getter, baby. I'm a go-getter. You think it's a game, I ain't playing with them. Face to face, toe to toe with them. No more time for talking, put them in the coffin. Anybody roll with them.
Back again. There we are. The Donnie and Anthony show, the DNA show. Black and blue running in our DNA, as always, man. Hey, here we go once again. Donnie Bryant, Anthony Fan with you once again to talk those Panthers straight out of Carolina, the city of Charlotte. And we dabble in South Carolina once in a while, you know what I mean? But, hey, today we have a question for everybody. And a lot of questions were answered so far in the offseason. It's apparently more to come. More things to be done in Carolina. More people to be signed. More people to be extended. More moves to be made. Hey, not sure, but today the question we're asking everyone is, what's next at quarterback? Who will take snaps under center? And we got 4 major options, 4 major scenarios, and more, but here's the 4 main ones. You see there at the bottom of your screen, Cam Newton, Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, Malik Willis out of Liberty, Sam Darnold, who's already Carolina Panther. So what happens next? What do we do with that? Cam came in last season and he did what he did. Didn't have a full off season. Matter of fact, came in half off season or half of a season, and did what he could. I thought he did not bad for what the situation he was put in, but I didn't think he didn't get a fair shake. Kenny Pickett and Malik both look pretty good. They're probably the top 2 quarterbacks, other than Ole Miss quarterback Corral coming out. Those are probably your 2 biggest guys, and then we got old Sammy boy, who's taking snaps most of the time for us, and I don't know if that's the way to go. So, if you can, Mr. Bryant, talk about it a little bit. These 4 major options we got. What do you think is our best bet? Or go through each one. Go through Cam, Kenny, Malik, Sam. Talk about each one, benefits, downsides, and hey, even what you would do. Before you do that, hey man, cheers. Swig a beer for the working man. Keep pounding. So, but yeah. So, what do you think? These 4 guys, and outside of those 4.
So I'll probably start out with Malik Willis, man. I like him a lot, man. Malik Willis is an exciting young football player. He's got a hell of an arm, man. Like I was watching his pro day. He can make those throws, man. Like there was a throw Cam made one time. It was on a Thursday night football game we played the New Orleans Saints like back in 2016, where like it was just the edge of the end zone and Ted Ginn somehow got his knees dragged in. I saw Malik Willis make those type of throws. He's just got a strong arm. Man, I like also just his athleticism. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. Like I told you last live, I'm just spoiled by dual threat quarterbacks. See guys like Cam, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. They just bring another element to their game that just helps boost an offense, and I think Malik Willis brings that to us. I think Malik Willis is just my biggest concern about Malik Willis. This is solely it. It's just his lack of competition and who he's played. Um, that's not a knock on him. He can't help where he played, college football. I mean, he can't really help that. He can't
Yeah,
really. He doesn't make the schedules.
for sure.
I think with Ben McAdoo, we could do a lot of good things with Malik Willis. Malik Willis he's a smart man. He makes good throws. He's like I said, I mean, he's got a hell of an arm. That's what we love. The game loves nowadays. It seems like the trend is quarterbacks who can make what's the off schedule throws. There it is. Off schedule throws that aren't really practiced every single day. And I think Malik Willis can make some of those throws. So that's what I have to say about Malik Willis. Because I haven't watched too much tape on him. I watched some of his pro day. I watched some of his work. Of course, I'm getting a call. Watched some of his Senior Bowl, and so I've liked what I've saw so far, and I like what I saw in college. For Kenny Pickett, everyone is speculating that he's a one-hit wonder. That's tough for me to say, just because I think he was hurt a lot in his college career. But man, he had a really good year this year. But the biggest knock on Kenny Pickett is the fact that he doesn't really make throws down the field as much. He's more of a move the chains kind of guy, kind of get the ball out a little quicker. People say he misses his targets down the field a lot just because he's so complacent on just chunking the ball down and getting it down to those quick 5 yard out routes or those little slants, opposed to waiting for a route to open up and reading the field. So people are trying to say that Kenny Pickett can't read the field too well. But I from what I've seen, he can. It's the same thing people said about Malik Willis. They both can read the field. It's just more of, can they do that at the next level against stiffer competition and guys like Jalen Ramsey and all these top-notch corners and just guys who play at a professional level defensively. So those are my two favorites. I would love either one. I'm leaning more towards the Willis side. I think he's an exciting young player. I think
Yeah.
he's a good leader. I think he's very talented. And Pick is the same way, but I just think Malik just has that edge, man. I just feel like we could build with Malik.
Do you think it has anything to do with his running ability and kind of reminds you of Kim and the scheme of that?
It does. It does. Yeah, exactly. And again, like I said a few moments ago, I've been spoiled, man. Me personally, I've been spoiled by dual threat quarterback, man. Having that extra component in your arsenal, man. Just being able to, if everyone's covered, you know what? What they were talking about Malik Willis's his pro day. They were like, most of the time in college, damn dog, fucking hate that dog. Malik Willis at his pro day actually was actually given a lot of props for being able to take away a key defensive end from the opposing team, which gave him a lot more time to make those throws, which hopefully brings to Carolina if we do get him. So, Jesus Christ.
All good, man.
Anyway, so yeah, man.
He must be a Bucks fan.
Fuck. That fucking dog. Excuse my French, guys. I hate that barking shit. I hate that shit. But so yeah, man. So yeah, again, I'm spoiled, and I want Malik Willis on our team, man. But which kind of, we've had this conversation before, which kind of slowly transitions into bringing Cam back. With that being said, I mean, Cam and Malik Willis have history together. Malik and Cam work closely together. I think Malik was in the process of going to college. He and Cam did some workouts together. And so having Cam as a mentor is a very good thing. Cam is very mature. He's a good leader. He'll be both dual threat quarterbacks, so he can kind of give him advice on things earlier in his career that Cam may have had to have learned later in his career. If that makes sense. Younger version of Cam. I see a lot of that in Malik Willis. Obviously, Malik's not 6'5", but I just think that their games are so similar, and I just think that bringing Cam back and just to kind of let Malik go a little bit and just kind of talk about Cam a little bit, man. Cam's just bringing it back. Just so many factors. I mean, you got an alpha, you got an entertainer. You have a great football player, a very smart guy, smart quarterback, fantastic leader. Just an aura that will. I don't think we'll have an aura that's ever matched again in Carolina like the one Cam brought. I'm sorry, I don't think we ever will. I don't think we'll ever feel that same aura that he brings. That same, just that dog mentality. Well, not dog, but more just flashiness, I guess you could say. But yeah, so giving Cam a full offseason with this offense, man. I mean, we just had a huge upgrade off. I mean, we upgraded significantly. The biggest talk for us, you and I have always talked. The biggest talk is always been, well, he's never really had an offensive line. He's never really had receivers.
Yeah.
He had receivers last year, but he didn't have enough time to get the damn ball up.
Yeah.
So this might be the perfect situation for finally, I think it's year 11 for him, year 11 and year 12. So, hey, man, that's my number one option, bring him back. We can still draft a quarterback. I'm not saying a quarterback, selection in the draft. Just bring him back. Let's ride. Let's ride it out, man. I mean, let him finish. If it is the last one, let him finish in Carolina. I mean, in style. I mean, this is defense just got a big boost. I mean, this is a perfect situation for him. And I mean, lastly, I'll talk about Sam Darnold. What the fuck do I want to say about that? I mean, do we really want to see that shit again? Do we really see 2 timeouts and on one drive, back-to-back timeouts? Do we want to see someone who just panics out there? Do we want to see someone who sees ghosts? He's not a good leader. Sam Darnold's not a good leader. He's very quiet. Some guys can get away with that. Some guys can't. It'd be different if he balled out and he was quiet. He don't fucking ball out and he's quiet. So, fans don't really like him. I'm not, I wanted to approve of the move coming in, and I liked him coming in just because I was trying to be optimistic. But if Sam Darnold takes a snap under center this upcoming season, I'm going to be disappointed. I just don't think he's worthy, man. I mean, sorry, just don't. His play. It'd be different if he had a solid career in New York and then came to Carolina. You know what I'm saying? But those 3 games and then just dropping off, I mean, it just didn't sit with me right. And he didn't have good protection. But the throws he would make is just like, what the hell are you doing? So but anyway, those are the kind of 4 quick assessments. Sorry again, guys, about the dog barking. My dad was working on his truck, so he brought the dog here, and he's loud as shit. Good.
All good, man. Yeah, the signing of Sam, I don't understand. And then before he even did anything at all, they went ahead and signed his 5th-year option. Okay, but it happened already. Nothing we can do about it now. But so it sounds like from what you would like is Cam, Malik. So by 2022 season, we're going to have Sam, Malik, and Cam. If you could have your own. Choices, right? Yeah. So
we're
good.
stuck with Sam. No matter what we do, play. Hey, we picked up that. We chose laying that bed, so we're laying in it. Pissy, shitty. We're laying in it. We ain't washing the sheets.
True. So, but Friday, I believe Scott Fitterer, our general manager, had a meeting with the media, and he went through everything, and he mentioned Sam Darnold still being on the roster, and he said Matt Rule talked to Cam, and we have that sound here for you. We're going to play it for you.
You said Sam's got to get a lot better in order for him to kind of hold on to that spot. You said you were going to be really aggressive in getting a quarterback, but obviously it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will. Who knows? Maybe you. But are you comfortable with him as your starter if that's where you've been?
Yeah, the whole key is bringing Sam along. We threw him in last year, kind of limited OTAs and everything that we had. We have to develop our own guys, and PJ Walker as well. But I think we will look to add to the group as well. I think that's one emphasis going into this, whether it's through the draft, trade, whatever it may be, we're going to add to the room.
Are you closer to keeping Sam today than you were like 3 months ago, maybe?
Yeah, Sam's on the roster. As I sit here right now, he's on the roster. He's he's in the lead for that job. We want him to take it and run with it. But we're going to add a lot of competition to that room. The whole emphasis is to stabilize that quarterback position and play winning football. and that's what we're working towards.
Have you talked to Cam, and where do you guys sit?
Matt's talked to Cam. So I've reached out a couple times. Matt talked to him. You know, the thing with Cam, it's got to be a fit for us, and it's got to be a fit for him just as well. I mean, he's looking for a certain opportunity, and, you know, the door is still open for us. We're very open to Cam. We'll see where it goes. He knows where we stand. I think he and Matt had a really good conversation from my understanding. And so, yeah, we'll just see where it goes.
So you heard Scott Fitterer talking there about Sam still being on the roster, and Matt Rule talked to Cam, and he said, yeah, we're open to it, but it's got to be a fit for both of us. He said they're you know, welcome Cam back with open arms, but it's got to be a fit for Cam too. He's got to want to come back. So is that the whole truth? Nothing but the truth, so help you God? We don't know. Does Matt really want Cam back? Does Cam want to come back? We have built a team. I will say Scott and the boys have built a team around Cam, and I think he could walk back into a much better situation. But, hey, like I said, Cam's got to want to come back. And I think he does, but he doesn't want to walk back into what he walked back into before. So, who knows what'll happen. But you see from your screen there, we kind of want to hear from you guys. Vote or, tell us in the chat. What do you think? What do we do? So, A, we resign Cam Newton. B, draft Malik Willis. C, draft Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh. D, draft another quarterback. Ole Miss, Sam Howell, somebody else out there. Or E, we just roll with Sam Darnold. Keep Sam Darnold and PJ. Hey, maybe with this new offensive line, he'll play a little bit better. I highly discourage that choice, but if that's what you think, that's okay. And then last F, combination. What we mean by combination is what Donnie talked about earlier. He pretty much selects F. We both do. Resign Cam, draft a quarterback, and, of course, we have to keep Sam Darnold. So, unless Scott, comes up with something crazy and trades Sam for a player with some draft picks, whatever. He is a genius and he could do that. But, who's willing to take on old Sammy boy? Probably nobody. So, what do you think out of those 6 there? Cam, Malik, Kenny, draft another one, roll with Sam, or a combination of any of those? So, and that's what we're talking about there today. What's next at quarterback? And the most important position on the field, gotta have a quarterback. You can't get through. Well, people say, well, Trent Dilfer. Well, Trent Dilfer still went out there and got it done and made the plays, and he was built around. We're talking about Ogden. I think Jamal Wilson was on the team at the time. Trent Dilfer is always the big argument, right? Well, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Yeah, but they knew what he was capable of, and they played to it. Plus, on the other side of the ball, we had probably top 3 defenses of all time, maybe if not the greatest. If not the greatest, top maybe number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Definitely within the top 5. Yeah, up there for sure. So, but I tell you what, it looks like slowly but surely. I'm not going to count all my eggs before they hatch, but we like it. Donnie said it perfectly a couple podcasts ago. Most important franchise offseason in franchise history. And they're blowing it out the water, in our opinion. I think so. So, and Scott Fitterer, yeah, for sure. And Scott Fitterer is daddy, and
he is. He is. I'm gonna tell him next time I see him.
You my dad. Yeah.
He's actually similar. GM.
Exactly. He came in and he did his job well, we'll say. So, but with that, we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. We'll talk a little more at the same time. But the question is, what's next at quarterback? Call us here now. 910-912-7545. You see that at the bottom of your screen, in the middle of your screen there. Telephone, call anytime. Tell us, what would you do? Would you sign Cam? Would you wait till draft day and draft one of those boys or another quarterback? Or would you just roll with Sam? Hey, I got faith in Sam. I want to roll with Sam. Ugh. I question your knowledge, but no, I won't question you. Everyone's got an opinion. Hey, maybe Sam is in a bad spot. Yeah, maybe we said it about Cam. Hey, Cam was in a bad spot. Maybe Sam's in a bad spot. But here's the difference to me is when Cam had an opportunity to make a play, he made a play. There was times where Sam had an opportunity to make a play and he'd overthrow him. He threw it right to the end zone. Yeah, still got the end zone no matter what. And that's what we like Cam about. We like Cam because he's a dual-threat quarterback, the greatest in our opinion, and we still think he's got some football left in him. He just does. Yeah. I just think he does. And I seen a stat the other day. I shared it with Donnie, and he said, "Man, people are just obsessed with crapping on Cam," and I agree. It said, um, "What was it, Donnie? Something like Cam is 0 for Cam was 0 for 5 last year. Uh,
He only completed like 54% of his passes.
yeah, 5. Excuse
Bless
me.
you. Bless you.
Excuse my rump. He threw 5 touchdowns and had 9 interceptions, something like that. Or 5. I can't remember that ratio. I wish I
Oh
would
yeah,
say,
yeah,
but
over 5, yeah.
yeah, something like that. And but what they didn't account for is all his rushing yards, which were almost 300, and his 5 rushing touchdowns. So in total, he accounted for more touchdowns than Sam did, and less interceptions. So when you look at it like that, it's like, oh yeah, Cam didn't have a good season, which he didn't. He didn't have a great season, but consider the circumstances. You know what I mean? So
Let me interject for 1 second, sir. Let
go
me
ahead,
ask
sir.
you this
Please
question. What is your main goal each drive?
score a touchdown.
Does it fucking matter if it's ran in or through in? Does it fucking matter?
Doesn't matter at all to me. As long as we're in that end
Cam can
zone.
fucking throw 6 picks in a game, have fucking 7 rushing touchdowns, and we fucking win by fucking 3 points. Guess what? We fucking won. Guess what? We win. We win. We got in the end zone. We got more points than the fucking other team. Shit, relax, fucker. It's all right. He didn't throw a lot of touchdowns. We got in the fucking end zone. Sorry, that stat really pissed me off. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I
Man.
agree.
Shit.
I agree. And while we're waiting for a phone call here, if we get any phone calls, or you don't have to call in. I know it's nerve wracking to call in on a show and be broadcasted. I work in TV. I know how it is. Um, but if you could always chat as well in the chat on Facebook or YouTube. Hey, also, while we're at it, follow one of our or any of our social medias. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. TikTok is our biggest following. We're almost at 700. I think we're at 700, and once we get 1,000, we're able to go live. Sorry, somebody's texting me and it's throwing me off. But
No, trust me, my phone was ringing. I had my do not disturb on. My mom spam calling me.
I get it. Um, but yeah, man. Yeah, I think at quarterback, I don't know if they're waiting until draft day or something, or there's still more moves to be made within quarterback. I doubt they go because some people say trade. I doubt they go trade anymore. They've learned that trading doesn't work. That's hadn't worked at all.
The
So
only trade I would be down for is just Kyler Murray, but I doubt he'll pull that trade off. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to pull that trade off. So
yeah,
don't be
yeah,
blowing them up before. Don't talk to me about that Jimmy Garoppolo bullshit. Whatever. Go ahead, Rod.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, there's some Kyler Murray, Jesus. Say that 5 times fast. Kyler Murray. I just did it 3 times. So, swig a beer for the working man out there. Cheers, sir. Keep pounding. Um, but yeah, I don't know if they're done in the off season or not yet, but we'll see. Jeff in the chat says Kenny Pickett seems like a bad leader too. He sat out his last college game, and that doesn't sit well with me when looking for someone to lead our Panthers. I appreciate that, Jeffrey. Did he sit out his last game? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he did. But so if we're going that route, which is not a bad route, Matt Corral's the guy because Matt Corral. I did a little bit of research on Matt Corral. Matt Corral he's a leader and he's a dog as well. Like in high school, he ended up transferring schools because he didn't like the privilege of a lot of the players. He ended up fighting one of the players just because he wants people to earn it, himself included. And Matt Corral actually potentially sacrificed his draft stock, man, because he decided to hop in that bowl game of his when everyone was telling him to sit out. He said, "Fuck it." He said, "I play on scholarship. I'm gonna buckle this helmet up. I'm put my cleats on. We're gonna go play. Fuck that shit." And he did, and he ended up hurting his foot. But I like Matt Corral. The only reason why I haven't really kind of put him in that situation is just because I'm worried about his foot or his ankle that he hurt. which he looked fine at the pro day. I would love for us to take Matt Corral. I've just seen more of Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis film, more recently. So it could be some recency bias. But yeah, I agree. Matt Corral.
Well, he said Kenny Pickett. He said Kenny Pickett seems like a bad leader.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
sat.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna
okay.
say, yeah, So what I was saying is, like, if we're going that route, like, if we want a good leader, a really, really good leader, it's either Malik or Matt Corral.
I see what you're saying.
Which I
Okay.
would love. I love all three of them. I really do. But I just don't think they don't like blow me out of the water with how talented they are. But anyway, go ahead, sir.
No, that's fair. I didn't know what he sat out his last game. Why did he do that? I'm not sure. When it comes to college football, I don't know everything.
No, it's no. It's a trend. So if you're like a highly touted prospect, like if you're a projected first round pick, your agents or some coaches would advise you to sit out. Be like, hey man, go ahead and save that draft stock and just opt to sit out. Like don't play, don't risk your just like in the Pro Bowl, kind of like the Pro. Everyone was like, hey look, don't even play.
I see.
That's kind of so that's kind of what he did.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and I'm not sure. Maybe he sat out. Well, I know he probably sat out for that, but I have to go back and look and see if did that game matter. Was it for first place or anything like that? I'm not sure. So, but I guess I wouldn't blame him. Crazy and saying too much about that, but yeah, I mean everybody's got their own. Yeah, we can't do that. Just like we can't blame, like you said earlier, we can't blame Malik for who he played just because he went to Liberty and he did well. He did well, and if NFL scouts see that he has something, then he has something. So I think he probably was just maybe playing it smart, and because then if he got hurt and it was career ending, then what? It's like, man, I shouldn't have played. So I guess we can't. I get it. I get what you're saying. With being
because you see both sides of the spectrum now. So you saw Matt Corral buckle up, hurt his ankle, hurt his foot, and now his hurt. And now you see Kenny. He's a projected top 10 pick, just like Malik Willis.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Right there.
So I mean, I respect both sides of the spectrum. I mean, you can't really miss on any of these picks just because. I mean, there's not really any other quarterbacks out there just blow me out of the water, like I said. So I mean, this isn't the best quarterback draft we've ever seen. So I'm not just going crazy over anybody really. But yeah, so I see what he's talking about, and like I said, there's both sides of that spectrum that are to be notarized. So
yeah, for sure. I guess I don't really know where to go from here. Well, what about a quarterback that doesn't get talked about a whole lot? Our boy out of North Carolina. Speaking of, sidebar here, Carolina playing today in March Madness. Got a lot further than a lot of people, even me, put them. They're going to be playing around 5 o'clock today. Yeah. And if they win this one, they go against Duke for the first time ever in NCAA history, tournament history, and it's in the Final Four. I will say, as a Tar Heel fan, I kind of don't want to see that because the risk is too high. Because if we face Duke and we lose, we'll never hear the end of it. But if we win, it'll be the biggest payoff ever. It'll be the biggest payoff ever because it's Duke's Coach K's last game.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. So all that shit would just be washed away.
Exactly.
So no, I trust you, man. I like him. I like him, man. They're led really well. This team has a lot of grit. They do.
For sure. I like Hubert. Yes. Hubert Davis leading that team. He's done well. Yeah, he's done things a little bit different than Roy in terms of pushing the ball. Roy, no matter what, it can be a close game. Roy, he wants to push the ball because I've heard him say, that's the way I was taught. Yeah, no timeouts, and Hubert's a little bit more in control. I like that. He trusts his team and he sets them up and that kind of thing. A little different, I like it. So, but speaking of Carolina, the guy out of Carolina, Sam Howell, we saw him play in person last year. What do you think about what if it came down to him? Would you be comfortable with him learning under Cam or Sam?
So when you and I spoke on the phone the other day about Sam Howell, man, I have no ill will towards Sam Howell. Like I said, my recent takes about Sam Howell have just been based off just pure disappointment, based off his inability to live up to that Heisman finalist, you know, nominee, I guess you could say that he was projected to be. And it's not all his fault neither. I mean, this Carolina team this year didn't look as good. Very very sloppy this year. I've watched some of Sam Howell. I had the pleasure of watching him play in person. He's also a dual threat quarterback, and he's a very good one. What? So the only thing that worries me is his best year was probably last year when he had all those weapons, the running backs and all that stuff, and he kind of struggled a little bit this year because there's really no true identity at receiver this year. I don't think. I mean, you could disagree with me, sir. I
No,
think
I
Carolina.
agree. I agree for sure.
So, so I don't want to put too much blame on him. I think us taking Sam Howell, maybe I heard he's a projected second round pick. So if we can get him in the second round, I wouldn't mind taking him in the first round either. I mean, like I said, you can't really reach or miss on any of these quarterbacks. I like Sam Howell too. He wouldn't be my first option, just based off what I've seen. But I would welcome him with open arms. I mean, he's a North Carolina guy. I'm a fan of his game. I think he has a shit ton of potential. I mean, his potential is just if you take the top off the jar, I mean, it could just flow out. I mean, dude, I think early on in his career he needs to be in the right situation, and I hope Matt Rule could be that. I'm trying to be optimistic here. Matt Rule's a big fan of Sam Howell, though, so that's another reason why I wouldn't be surprised if with the 6th pick, Carolina Panthers take Sam Howell. Everyone goes crazy. He's got a good arm. Sam does make good decisions. He didn't really show that much this year, just because everything was just so damn unorganized, sloppy this year.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of protection either, man. So I can't throw that against him, man. I just can't. It's not fair, for you to be spending most of your time under duress and trying to make these throws on the fucking mwah. It's not fair. I mean, so I think if he walks into Carolina and I think Ben McAdoo would also be a good OC for him. Especially with his history with quarterbacks. He can get some of those kinks out of Sam Howell's game. So I would like to pick. I would just be a little not uneasy, but I'd just be like approaching the situation with caution, just because this Sam Howell could be a hit or miss in the NFL. So, but I mean, hey, there's some things to be excited about if we do get him. It'd be super marketable. I know that. He's from Indian Trail, went to high school, not too far from Monroe. I think he may have went to high school somewhere close to Monroe. I mean, went to Carolina. Could be our franchise guy. Who knows? So, I mean, I like Sam Howell. I really do.
Yeah, for sure.
I would not mind that pick.
Jeff in the chat said, which actually I was going to ask you, my next question was his question. How would y'all feel if we didn't draft the quarterback first round or at all?
I would just hope that we do something free agency or something. We need to get a veteran quarterback in there that's proven. I wouldn't be too upset just because there's no quarterbacks. Like I said, there's no quarterbacks out here that I think are just drastically that would drastically hurt your franchise if we didn't take them. Because there's a lot of what ifs in this draft, quarterback wise. So
for sure,
I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised, believe it or not, if we took a fucking defensive end in the first round. I mean, the first round is always unpredictable because for the past few years, at least for us, we were supposed to get offensive tackle, we were supposed to get Justin Herbert, and then we ended up getting J.C. Horn, which I love that pick. Everyone was like, "What?" I love that pick. So my mindset right now is just like, as long as it makes sense. But nah, man. So if we didn't, I just hope that we would address that somewhere, put someone up there that's behind center that's somewhat reputable. But I would like for us to get a quarterback, though. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, what you were talking about earlier, just a second ago, was Sam Howell going in the second round. I thought came across my mind. Well, what if we went offensive line or defensive end, whatever, first round, and then just waited and got Sam Howell and drafted Sam Howell. not second round
Yeah.
because we wouldn't have a second round pick.
Well, so yeah, we'd
As
probably
of
have
now.
to trade somebody.
Yeah, we'd have to trade
Um,
to get that second round, but is he
That's
worth
what
it?
puts us in
So
a bad spot. It puts
yeah,
us in a
and
bad
we're
spot. Not having that second round pick,
we don't draft until fourth
the
round.
fourth.
Wow.
Yep.
And I doubt Sam Howell goes that long. Yeah, he's not
Hell no.
that bad. So, but
So
yeah, if quarterback didn't go, if a quarterback does not go in our pick, and we haven't signed Cam at that point, I am
we're going to be
very
worried.
yeah. We may see a repeat of last year, and then maybe they bring in Cam after that because something's going to happen. So, but Jeff says again, I don't think Sam Darnold or any quarterback in the draft will get us in a Super Bowl. So what do y'all think about Sam Darnold one more year and drafting other players? Then next year go after a quarterback.
I mean, so you want to take the floor on this one first? I never want to cut you off or anything.
Oh no.
I just
Good.
I just kind of go based off what I feel like when I hear that. I kind of look down. I just jump just because I want. I mean, so here's where I stand. Of course, I would be upset if Sam Darnold started week one just because. What is there to be optimistic about, right? I mean, we've had a lot of off-season additions and all these upgrades, but we don't have the best quarterback under center to maximize those additions around him. So for me personally, at the same time being a realist, we did pick up that fifth year, we did pick up his fifth year option, which is it counts for $20 million against our cap space. We kind of, if we would, we picked it up. What do you? Yeah. So it's a whole bunch of shit just because we decided to jump that gun a bit early, and so we're kind of forced to plan if we do not draft a quarterback, we'd be forced to just because $20 million sitting around doing nothing. I mean, that's yeah. But my mindset going into this off season or this upcoming season, based off this off season, is just expect the unusual.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do, man.
He said, just to be clear, I will also be upset if Darnold's our quarterback next year. Yeah, us too. So yeah, just like Donnie said, it was there to be optimistic about it. He's just no proven record. If people, and what makes him mad, if people are going to hold Cam to that, well, last year this, that, and the other. Well, we need to hold Sam to that too, then, because last year this, that, and the other happened with Sam for sure. First 3 games, he got us. I mean, right there, we're on the fishing pole. We took it. We're up in there. And
hook my motherfucking lip.
Hook my motherfucking lip. Yeah, I mean, he took us, and we were 3-0, and we were like, what did they see in Sam that we didn't see? Because he proved nothing in New York, but then again, it's New York, and it's kind of the Jets they got a lot of problems. So it's like, well, what if he flourished elsewhere? I use Randy Moss as an example all the time. Randy Moss, when he left Minnesota, he went to Oakland, did a little bit, nothing crazy. Then a lot of people don't know he went to Tennessee, nothing. Went to San Francisco, nothing. Then went to New England, which I mean, I don't know of anyone who don't flourish there. And yes, Cam did. Cam flourished there with what he had. I know people are like, well, Cam didn't do nothing. Well, yes, he did. He did.
Right.
It wasn't the best numbers in the world or anything, but he also had nothing there to help him in New England. But different story, different podcast. So yeah, it will be, unless this is going to come down to the wire. This is going to draft day, like right. All right,
it's gonna be a war room.
Carolina, exactly. That's a good way to describe it. A war room in Carolina. They might cut to the camera. That's it. They got the camera up in the corner. They might come there and Matt Rule and Tepper. They're just brawling. Yeah.
Oh, he's hurt.
He's hurt. And then me and Donnie at home.
David Tepper sitting over there twerking.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, I'll say this though, Anthony. And I hate to kill the fucking vibe about what we were just talking about, but let me be realistic. I'm gonna be realistic here. There's two occurrences. You and I happen to see the first occurrence. With that being said, that's Sam Darnold, home game against the Philadelphia Eagles. There were at least 4 or 5 fucking throws that he should have just ate.
Yep. We were in
with
the
good
end zone.
Protection, by the way. With good protection, by the way.
We were close, so we saw. We were in the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. And he had solid protection. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not. And I get the offensive line was shitty, but there were some times last year where Sam Darnold had he could fucking made breakfast for the whole fucking team last year, and he decided to just fucking go through the drive-through.
Yeah.
So, so I'll just speak to the fire a little bit, man. And in the Minnesota game, the first fucking offensive snap of the game. Excuse my French, guys. I just feeling really good this Sunday morning. I'm energized.
Let it out.
Forgive me. Forgive my French. The first play, I swear, I think you and I were on the phone, as a matter of fact. The first play against the Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold was bouncing in the pocket
Yep.
for 5 to 6 seconds, rolled out through the who the fuck knows, and got picked on the first play of the game.
Yep.
So,
I remember.
yeah, and I just we were both screaming, "Throw it away! Throw it away! Throw it away!"
Yeah.
He just throws some shit. I don't know what he threw. I don't know, man. But I will say though, I'm gonna give Sam Darnold. I'm gonna give him a little sympathy just because it does break my heart for him that he landed in such a shitty situation where, and I feel bad for picking on him about it. But like he took off his helmet and that franchise had him so fucked up in the head
Yeah.
where he took his helmet off. He said, "I'm seeing ghosts. I'm seeing things that aren't there. Like he's seeing receivers that aren't there and just throwing the ball." That
Yeah.
shit's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro. So,
Yeah.
my heart goes out to him a little bit, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you're getting paid $20 million to somewhat make it, at least get us up the fucking field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did just have a week at practice.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I do feel bad for college athletes who are stars, just monsters in college, and then they get drafted to the worst team in the league. And
That's a lot, man.
yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. So kudos to those who have, like Cam Newton, who has walked into a franchise, that was kind of down on its luck and turned it around for sure. I think that's why that's why we look up to Cam so much, because he came in head first and said, "This is mine. I'm going to take over.
Right.
This is my city."
You can see from day one.
Yeah, from day one.
That game against the Cardinals, man. I mean, like, I'll never forget. I just made it home from a baseball tournament. It was my 8th grade year. That was his first year. I'll never forget. My mom said, like, is that Cam Newton? Because I remember when he got drafted, I always tell a story like I was going crazy, and Antonio was like, "You happy?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, I really do think Cam will change his franchise around. He's like, he's got some big shoes to fill, with everything going on.
Oh yeah.
Antonio actually loves Cam Newton too, so shout out to Antonio. But I'll never forget. I just made it home. My mom hightailed it home for us to get there in time for the game, and thankfully we got eliminated early. Fucked up. I hit a Paul Crew. I did play well. I did play well. I didn't sell the shit. I didn't sell it. I didn't sell. But so we made it home, and I just remember Cam making these crazy good throws. He played with such confidence. But I remember this play like of course 2 touchdowns. But when he jumped over the pile, for his first rush touchdown. And he ended up like getting up playing the guitar. My mom was like, Is that? I was like, man, I looked at him. I was like, "Mom, I really think we're going to win the Super Bowl with this guy. Like, I love him."
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
There's always that. Everyone's like, "Man, you such a Cam B rider. Like, you love it." It's just like, I appreciate him so much because he gave me such happiness in my life as a Carolina Panthers fan, and just as a man in general, like, and as a kid. I mean, just like his energy, like he came to play every Sunday. Giving footballs away to the kids, doing just unhuman-like things, making these great throws, working. I always say, like me and Anthony always say, you always made more with less. And one day, here soon, I'm going to post a post that I posted on my personal Instagram about some of the guys who threw to in 2017, and tell me if your fucking quarterback could take them there. Tell me if he can take those guys to the damn playoffs and try to win with them. Don't try that bullshit. So yeah. So
I'm gonna fight your
you're right.
ass. No.
But I'm giving it back to you to kind of because you may have forgot what you're talking about. But you were talking about that's why we love Cam so much, just because he rebuilt it basically. Him and Luke. Go ahead, sir. I'm giving the ball back to you. Down that 3.
And we're going to be honest. When it's time for him to hang it up, we will tell him to hang it up.
Yeah.
So, did you say we're down by 3?
No. I said, go ahead, knock down that three.
So basically, we're down by 3. That's pretty good.
I passed you in the corner. I was like, you spot up. I was like, here you go, player. Just
It
didn't
just
sit
like
off to you.
I don't have delayed reaction there. That's funny.
It's funny because like you start a conversation like mentally you take you like you say knock down that three. I did. Oh shit! There's moments like that just make me fucking laugh.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's funny
it's
though.
funny. But I've told this story before as well. I think it was in the preseason. I don't believe it was in the first game because the very first game was against Arizona, right, where he had the 400 yards, rookie record,
Yeah,
by the way.
broke the rookie record. Yeah, it was
There you
actually
go.
500. I think it was right at 500. Right at 500. I think 400. He was on the verge of 500. I
Yeah,
want
he
to
was
say.
on the verge of 5. Yeah, so I think we still ended up losing, but he had a hell of a game.
Yeah,
Um,
let me check that real quick.
but short. So here, I'll get on this side here. so when
Sorry,
Donnie
sir.
when he does that, the way we got it set up, it'll take off, but no problem. So, but the it was a preseason game, and I think it was his first ever throw
Yeah, I'm back.
in the preseason, and he didn't even complete it, but it was to the end zone, and it was fast, and he had a zip on it, and he just missed them, but the crowd cheered because we hadn't seen a pass like that. That's how bad it was. It was incomplete. That's how bad we were at quarterback. It was incomplete, but people could tell. Oh, this guy's got something, and so and the crowd cheered. And hey, then after that we got a lot of football out of him. And we both still think he's got a lot left.
He does.
When people judge him on his shortcomings of football, they don't take the whole thing into perspective of the O line he had that year, the receiver, just the situation he was in, kind of like last year. There's a video. We should post it, Donnie. We should post it on our repost it or however that you showed me. It went through the timeline of Carolina since Cam Newton was there, just the injuries, the injuries he got,
Yeah.
and all that. I thought I saw something the other day that said that he hasn't won. The last time he was healthy was the last time they won, or something like that.
Yeah.
When he was fully healthy was the last time they won,
Yeah.
and that right there alone shows you that, yeah, it's just in a bad situation. So
Yeah. I mean, I think without because even in that 2017 game, that divisional playoff game, that's probably my favorite game. One of top 3 favorite games from Cam as a Panther ever.
yeah,
Just because how damn good he was playing. I mean, just but anyway, so there was a play where he wanted to go reverse field to kind of scramble back to the right, and the Saints defensive tackle Cam had like ducked, and when he did, it hit Cam's head back, and so essentially what happened was we were under a lot of scrutiny because we think that Cam had a concussion. I think Cam did have a concussion. He ended up playing through it. Damn near took us to a win. It's just things like that. His toughness alone, his toughness, his passion. And like I said, man, if there's ever been any quarterback who's always had an unfair shake of things, it's been Cam Newton.
yeah,
I always say you gotta surround your franchise quarterback with weapons and pieces to help him flourish. We lost a lot of those early on in Cam's tenure. We lost Steve Smith. He lost a lot of those guys, man. And he really didn't have any from the start besides Steve Smith and Greg Olson. I don't think.
Yeah.
Action wise.
yeah, you're right.
I don't count Kevin. Kevin Benjamin doesn't count to me. He's a 1-year wonder. I mean, the guy was one of the lowest in separation ratings ever. He could not get separation from a corner. He was a sure-handed receiver, but I mean, if you can only throw the ball 2 yards under because he can't get beat vertically or beat the corner, so what good is he to you? So
yeah, exactly.
I just think I always say I think I've said it for a few lives ago, and I'm gonna give it back to you, sir. And I don't want to sound selfish. I'm just talking over or trying to overtalk it.
Nah, man,
It's just
good.
I just want everyone to kind of take a look at who Cam has played with on the offensive side of the ball, throwing at least. Just I want him to do O line. I want him to go that route. Just look at some of the guys who threw touchdowns to. Even in college, go back to his college days. Tell me how many guys he threw the ball to in college that played at the next level besides Joe Adams, who was a punt returner. Tell me where Brenton Burson was after he left Carolina. Tell me where Moises Frazier, I think it was Moises or Moses Frazier was. Tell me what happened after Devin Funchess left. Tell me where Ted Ginn. I mean, Ted Ginn had a subpar season. You know what's crazy? We gave Ted Ginn his breakout year as a receiver. He went to the Arizona Cardinals, got some big ass contract, didn't live up to it. Guess where he came back from?
Yep.
That's that's no disrespect to Ted Ginn, but I'm just saying that's the effect that came on some of these guys. Jericho Country, journeyman.
Yeah.
Never was a true elite receiver. The list goes on, man. Just take a look at it, man. Just be realistic with yourself and say, damn, this man had 33,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
With these guys. You take away Greg Olsen, I mean, and Steve Smith in those early years, I mean,
Yeah, for sure, man. I agree wholeheartedly. So, reason why we should sign him back because we finally got a team. It looks like that we're signing. The offensive line's being taken care of. The receivers are there. Running backs there. We didn't trade Christian McCaffrey. Still got him. We even got him some help in the backfield there. And on offense, it's looking pretty good. The only thing we may lack in that kind of got to squint our eyes at a little bit is maybe the tight end with Ian Thomas, but he's not terrible. But it's other places are made up. No team is perfect. So, but signing Cam back, not Sam. Signing Cam back is one thing that I really hope, and just for the team morale. For as and a lot of people say, why would you pay for morale? Well, I tell you that really. Ask Baltimore that and Ray Lewis. Ask Green Bay that and Brett Favre. Ask just about any team and the biggest superstar to come out of that franchise why they would. That's why. Ray Lewis was not playing his best the last time they won the Super Bowl against the 49ers. He wasn't playing his best. Matter of fact, he had a big old brace on his arm because he's hurt. But that. And maybe it might have been a better linebacker to start, but he had such a morale and he got that team up so high that they ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, and that's what you do. And in Cam's spot, we're not paying for just morale. He's got more than morale. He's got football, a lot of football left in him. He's got a lot left in the tank. He's got passion, and now's the opportunity, I think, to give him his job back. So I think we're coming up on an hour here. In 2 more minutes, I'll close the phone lines up and we'll end this thing. So, but Donnie.
Yeah.
So, if you've never seen Inglourious Basterds, go watch Inglourious Basterds. Really good movie. There's a guy in there named Donnie. Gets his name called like that. That's where that's from. Inglourious Basterds, Quentin Tarantino movie. Very good movie. So that's where I get that Donnie. And he goes, yeah. But anyway, so the gavel's coming down. Boom, final decision, Donnie. What do we do at the position of quarterback, the man who takes those snaps?
Sign Cameron Jerrell Newton to draft Malik Willis.
There you go. Donnie said it, and don't ever question him again about it, all right? I would have to agree. I wouldn't be mad at a Kenny Pickett signing. I wouldn't be mad at a Corral signing, or even a Sam Howell. I don't know. There's something about Sam Howell. I think he can get it done at the next level.
I do too.
Maybe not over those guys. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if we got him, but
I think the right situation for him would help. Would do him good. Do him good. Yep.
Agree. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Donnie there. Let's go with Malik. I think he can do it. And please, for the love of God, sign Cam. Please, sign Cam.
There's nothing that's hurt by it. I mean, everyone always wants to groom that quarterback first year. Why not? Let Cam take a lot of those starter reps. Still give us a chance to win football games and be grooming, and going over play-by-plays with Malik Willis. Let them wear their heads up. Let them look at the tablet. Let them get some of those reps in OTAs. That's what it's all about. I mean, me personally, I'm all about playing rookies day one. I mean, that's the only way you learn. But in this case, man, we have an opportunity. The door's wide open to bring Cam back. I always say, man, that Washington football team game when we played against them at home, man, I still saw good football left in
Yeah.
Cam. He didn't throw 400 yards, but he threw the ball well. He got us in the end zone, and he put us in position to win. So,
Yeah.
he's still fast as ever, man. He's still fast
Yeah.
as ever, and
Yeah.
he still got zip on those throws. So
Yeah. It's still there, and his name's Cameron Drill Newton.
is.
Come on home, baby. Come home. I hope you feel the same way. I hope they're not lying. I hope they feel like they want him back, and I hope he wants to come
Yeah.
back. So, come on home,
And
baby.
yeah, and I was gonna say one last thing, sir. One thing to keep in mind. You remember what he said towards the end? You remember he was like talking about the morale of the team and just talking about the way players are kind of acting.
Yes.
That may be something to keep an eye on. And I wonder if these offseason additions have attracted him enough to come back. Cam, if you see it by chance, if you just so happen to just accidentally click on our YouTube channel, just so happen to look up your hashtag on Instagram and find us.
Oh shit! I
Come
was looking
on,
for Brittany
man.
Ryder. Hold on. Who are these guys?
So Cam, man, hey, come on back, man. Yeah, man. Look, I want him to end the season or not season. I want him to end his career in Carolina. There's no other better way than right off a beautiful career than ending it where it first started. So, Jay Pep did it.
Yeah.
Fucking Charles Woodson did it. Cameron Darrell Newton needs to come on and do it. Come on, Cam. Come on back, player. Scott, do your job, man. Bring him back, man. Not to hurt. Not to hurt. You ain't losing no fucking money. We got $30 million in cap space. $30 million in cap space. Can't even ask for $36 million, motherfucker. Bring him back, player.
I'll help him
Come
move
on,
back
Dad.
out here. Yeah. For sure, man. So, yeah, come on back, man. We need you more than ever, and he can make a difference. I think so. That's it, and that's all, man. Hey, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and even TikTok. Our biggest following is on TikTok. At 1,000 followers, we're gonna be able to go live on TikTok, and you can join us there. So, what's next at quarterback? Just because we in here don't mean you can't keep chatting and talking about it. Let us know. What would you do? I'll show it one more time. That QB poll I got here for you. We're
And while he's doing that,
yeah. Do we resign Cam, draft Malik, draft Kenny, draft another quarterback, roll with Sam, or a combination of one of those? You tell us. So, hey.
tell you what, sir. Tell him like Joey Diaz said. If you can't take our take about Cam and Malik Willis, take a shuttle. Joey Diaz, Facebook, Twitter. Sorry, I know she's corny. I just thought it was funny as hell, man.
I can't even say what he says after that.
Hell no. But yeah, go ahead, sir. Ride us off into the sunset, player.
That's it, man. With our cowboy hats on, we're getting on our horses. We're getting up out of here. As always, thanks for joining us, man. You can always follow us again. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Biggest following is TikTok. What do you say, sir?
Hey, appreciate all the love and support that you guys give to us continuously, daily, hourly, however, minute by minute. We appreciate all of it. Look, we love all of you guys. We appreciate all the love, all the people who love and support. Thank you. I always remember Jesus is King, God up top. Keep pounding. That's all I got to say.
See you next week.